Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. This video is about critical discourse analysis and media representation. Media frames different news differently, and critical discourse analysis examines how these representation influence public opinion. Before we start our lecture, it's a request, please subscribe the channel because this is your support and cooperation. If you find this video valuable, please like it and share it. Let's start. Critical discourse analysis and media representation. How does critical discourse analysis analyzes media representation? What is the relation between critical discourse analysis and media representation? Before we move further, it's important to know why it is important to analyze media representation critically, or critically analyze the discourse of media representation. Media doesn't report events, it constructs reality. Media doesn't report events only, it constructs reality. And how does it construct reality? It uses different word choices. It frames the things or news differently. Media can reinforce or challenge ideologies and power relations. So this is a role of media. What does critical discourse analysis do? It examines how these media representations influence public reputation. What is the role of these representation in shaping public opinion? Let's see how media shapes representation. What are the methods that media uses to represent different things or frame different things? Number one, lexical choices. Media uses different words with ideological weight depending on the ideology of the media houses or the government or the people behind that media. For example, illegal immigrants versus undocumented migrants. So these are two words. If illegal is used, it means that criminality is being highlighted. If the word undocumented migrants is being used, it means that it's a neutral. It's only just framing migrants without documents. So by using the different word choices, it shapes ideology or thinking of or shapes the opinion of the public. It frames things differently. For example, it emphasizes certain aspects, downplaying the other. It ignores one aspect and highlights the other one. For example, a protest as a chaos versus peaceful demonstration. So both words can be used for the same procession, same you can say protest. If it is chaos, it means that it is anarchy is there. It's you can say unorganized or it's destructive, whereas peaceful demonstration can highlight the peaceful right of the people or protesters. Media uses stereotype words. It uses simplifying groups into fixed negative traits. For example, youth portrayed as a lazy, violent, omission. It excludes certain facts, voices, or perspectives, and highlights the other one and omits some important aspects. For example, reporting on a crime but omitting social or economic causes. It highlights the one thing, the crime is being conducted, but why it is done, what are the reasons, it ignores. Visual representations. Media uses different images to reinforce the textual message. For example, refugee stories illustrated with the overcrowded boards to suggest a threat or invasion. So overcrowded boards along with the refugees, they reinforce the meanings of illegal immigrants or presenting them as a threat. There are different frameworks that can be used to analyze media representations or media analysis. The most important or widely used framework is our Fairclough. Fairclough's three-dimension model. It has a three layers: text, discursive practice, and social practice. Van Dijk's socio-cognitive approach. It analyzes how media discourse shapes mental models, how plays it with the minds of the people. Wodak's discourse-historical approach. It traces the changes in representation over time, how changes take place. So let's take some examples from media and see how it's framed or how critical discourse analysis analyzes it. Suppose, for example, one topic is immigration. Media presents its waves of migrants flood the border. Waves of migrants flood the border. The use of flood, the border. Disaster metaphor creates fear and urgency. So the word flood represents disaster. It's highlight urgency. So if we talk about gender, female politicians described by appearance. So appearance is highlighted. It means that it's focusing on looks and undermining credibility or capabilities of the female politicians. If it's a war coverage, collateral damage for civilian deaths. So the word collateral damage, it hides human sufferings. It only highlights collateral damage, but it ignores the suffering of human beings. Climate change, climate skeptics versus climate deniers. The world of skeptics highlights the legitimacy or a rejection. So why critical discourse analysis is important? Why critical analysis of the media representation or media reports is important? CDA highlights hidden ideologies embedded in reporting. It promotes critical media literacy, so audience question sources. CDA empowers marginalized voices by exposing and challenging biased portrayal. So if I could sum up what we have discussed, media discourse is never neutral. It is a form of social action. CDA helps to uncover the media biasness. It uncovers the media representation that maintains or challenges power, ideology, and inequality. If you have any questions, please write in the comment box. Take care. Have a nice day.